36 male. How to not feel so sad when wife, 33 female, is away for work several days at a time. I'm feeling sad when spending time alone while my wife is away for work for several days at a time. We have a 5-year daughter that gives me plenty to do in the meantime, but at the end of the day I'll have 3 hours on my own that will feel decidedly sadder than the rest of the day. Wife always goes on a trip for a weekend, so she'll leave on Thursday early morning and come back at noon on Sunday. She does this once or twice a month. I miss her so much while she's away and sometimes get anxious thinking about anything bad happening to her on the flight back home. Days without her are just regular days. I go to work, come back home, have dinner with our daughter, then she'll go to sleep and I'll be in our room wishing she was there. Sometimes I read, play video games, etc., and it certainly helps but still feel bad she's away. Video calls or phone calls don't help that much to be honest, they kinda just make me long for her more. And sometimes there's also an anxious feeling of, if we don't spend that much time together on weekdays and she leaves sometimes for 2 weekends a month, I'm afraid I'll regret how little time we spend together years from now. Like, okay, I understand feeling a bit sad but not angsty teenager levels of sad. I've also tried to think of it more like, she's out there being good at her job, makes me so proud of her, and it kinda didn't work. How to not feel so sad when she's away. Too long did not read. Wife leaves for work 1 or 2 weekends a month. Makes me feel sad when she's away and sometimes makes me question if we are making the most of our time together. How to get over it. Some of this is very sweet, but some of it sounds like you might be suffering real separation anxiety, particularly the parts about worrying something bad might happen, or worrying that you might regret the time apart in the future, which seems complex, because you're already suffering now. Why are you concerned about suffering again for the same thing in the future? That seems exhausting. So there might be some healthy expected sadness about being separated, but there could also be some anxiety which is actually at a level where it becomes disruptive. Talk to your wife about this, but also talk to a professional. Have you talked to her about this? Regular separation from a spouse is stressful. What are the chances she could change her work up a bit for her family? Do you have any hobbies? Or hobbies you've always considered but never got around to starting? It'd be a great time for those. Plus it might give you a chance to find an online community of people in the hobby, so you'd have people to talk to. It's tough when you can't leave to socialize because your kid is in bed, but you can be social online. I dealt with the same thing when my boyfriend and I were apart. It was usually during the day when he worked and I didn't. I'd play video games or draw but I felt like I hated my hobbies and they were boring for me. I'd also cry a lot lol. I got over it with time and I think going on antidepressants helped me. Drugs may not be your option but the other thing that helped me was time, which unfortunately doesn't solve your problem in one day. Are your wife and daughter the only people you tend to spend time with? Is part of it loneliness, I wonder? Could you reach out and make plans with friends as well, while your wife is away? Preferably the kind of things that you could do at your house maybe, or with your daughter so you don't have to worry about childcare lol. Sounds like it's time for you to learn how to be your own person. I would talk to your doctor about maybe getting anxiety meds. You are showing signs of being codependent. Watch that. It's a slippery slope. Get out of the house. Hook up with some buddies. Hell. Get drunk. Do whatever you like. Leave magazines open on the coffee table. Run with scissors. Leave every light in the house on. Enjoy it, man. You are an unsupervised man.